Okay guys, so the purpose of today's video is to show you guys what to do when you come to a house that has so many plants. I mean, because this house here all around is probably 50-60 bushes, small plants. So I'm going to show you guys how to deal with that. Now I already did the house wash part. Now we're just doing the rinsing part. You remember, you know, every time you wash a house, at the very end, the goal is you want the house, the windows, and all of the plants to be chemical free. And what I'm doing right now, by the way, and go high here so you guys can see, what I'm doing is I'm just rinsing out all of the soap out of my line to make sure I have nothing but water. Remember, there's about, I want to say, a good 30 seconds of solution in your line when you first switch over to water. And now you can see right here in the brick, look at that, nothing but water. So let's start on that back side over here, back side, and then we're gonna rinse the house, and then we're gonna rinse all the plants. So beautiful day today. It's I want to say it's gonna be like 70, 71, 72 degrees all day. So super happy about that. Whenever you do the rinse, guys, you always want to go from the top to the bottom. Remember, the gravity is going to bring everything down, any debris, cobwebs, mud, or anything. And then on windows, you want to do 5 seconds on each pane of glass. So here I want to do about 10 seconds on this window. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then same thing on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I'm doing is I just want to make sure that there's no solution on the window. I don't know if you'll be able to see this really well on camera, but that window looks just crystal clean. You see, just like that. Look at that. All the gunk that was on this wall, gone. Because that's a tremendous amount. The machine I'm using, by the way, is a 10-gallon-a-minute machine. Tremendous amount of water coming out of there. So now what I do is I switch over to my fin tip like that. I'm gonna water the plants just like that. Usually you want to do about 10 seconds per plant, because the goal is you're not really watering the plants. That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is rinsing off the solution off of the leaves. By the way, I have a list. It's like, I want to say, the top 10 most finicky plants that you really have to pay attention to. You don't have to be a plant expert, you know, to be able to survive and make it in this business, but you should at least know some basics. And you see the neighbor here, they have a bush, they have a rose bush. That's the #1 plant that you know, will typically die if you leave the, you know, the chemical on there. And then you also have on that list things like nandinas. That's what these are down here. You have some asperia in there. There's different bushes in there, asperia and nandinas. But you got to be really careful with these bushes, because even a small amount of solution will kill them. So, and I've said this in many videos. I don't pre-rinse when I'm downstreaming, which is what I did here, because the solution is not strong enough, right? At the end, though, you know, I'm using a 50-50 mix, and at the end, when the solution hits that wall, it's like a 0.8. It's not even 1%. So it's just not that strong. Now, if I was soft washing this house, or if I was doing the roof, for example, with the 6%, 4 to 6%, but let's say 6%, if I was soft washing, then I would pre-rinse all the plants. Did not need to do that. You do not need to do that when you're downstreaming, again, because the solution is not strong enough. But you do need to post rinse every single time, no matter what. Post rinse. Just got to get enough water in there. Remember, I'm not watering the plants. All I'm doing is rinsing the solution off of the leaves of the plant. You see that? Now, you know, also, you're not spraying directly on the plant. The plant only got a little bit of overspray, and now it's not getting overspray. It's getting a lot of water on it. Like I said, typically I'll do about 10 seconds per bush. Here there's like 12 or 13 bushes all intertwined with each other here. So I just want to make sure it gets a lot of water. All right, just like that. You see that? So I would do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just like so, each bush. Guys, it is the worst feeling in the world when you go and you do the great job, and this house was all green and black. Now look at it, I mean, it's spotless. But then you get a call or a text of a picture a couple days later and all the plants are dead. And this will not happen to you if you spend time doing what I'm showing you right now what to do. Just like that. Just like that. And then you'll never ever in the history of your company ever have this situation where you're worried about plants. And again, you just got to make sure that you rinse them properly. And it's okay. I recently had an email. This guy was explaining to me that what he would do is he would put a little bit of solution on the wall, and he was so worried about hurting the plants that he would switch to water right away and rinse it off. And then so it took him about an hour to do each side. That's not at all what professionals do. Professional, you know, and I would consider anyone who has, let's say, around 5,000 hours of experience, you know, 2,000-3,000 houses under their belt, you know, and who does this full time, I would consider that person a professional. That would be my my definition. You know, if you have, like, let's say less than 1,000 hours and you're just doing this as a side hustle, I would not consider you a professional. So I'm just getting a good, I want to stand from a good vantage point, because I can hit all of this wall right here with my shooter tip. And you see, I'm a good 30 feet away from this wall, because your shooter tip, it does come out, you know, kind of with a punch, and you can break screens and stuff. So again, look, I put 5 seconds on the lower one, move on to the next window. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you guys want that list, by the way, of my plants, my plant list, so you guys can study up on it, you know, like I said, it's going to have your azalea on there, rose bushes on there, your nandinas, you know, things, plants like that. Look at that right there. Just like that. And it's good for you to know. Remember, I say this all the time to you guys, that the more you know, the more money you're going to make. It's good to know about certain plants. I recently went to do a house and they were doing the roof wash, and while the crew was doing the roof wash, we had a guy watering the plants, because, you know, like for about 15 minutes even before we started, because every single bush around the house was azalea, and they were all in bloom too. And guess what? Not one plant, no issues. As long as you're getting the solution off of the plant before you leave, no issues. I did move, once we go around the front, I'll show you. I did move a bunch of potted plants. I think it was 4 or 6 of them that were on the front. And then she's got a few right here, like 4 or 5 right here near the end of the deck. But I just moved them towards the end of the deck, and then I was very careful here with how I sprayed back here. So just like that. Put a little bit more on this rose bush right here. This, what is this thing called? Boxwood. Right here. Look at that. Just like that. Guys, quick announcement. I've created a digital product called Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box. Check this out. Okay, so the Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box is actually a thumb drive that we're going to send to you guys to your physical address. And when you get this thumb drive, you're going to see a folder that's called Box in it. And then when you open it, you're going to see all of these files right here, guys, all of these folders. And guys, this thing has over 500 files, anything and everything I've ever created from my business. So all of the blueprints, training modules, documents, all of the things that you guys constantly email me about, you know, your pricing PDF, your for example, you know, your marketing blueprints, anything that you could need for your business is in here. That's why we call it a business in a box. One of the things that I really like about this is, guys, check out all of these pictures. So you have a total of 300 before and after pictures that you guys can add to your website and your Facebook and your Google My Business. And check this out. So there's a folder called Google SEO, and the pictures already have the SEO words in them. And this one photo right here has over 300. This specific folder has 190 pictures, but all in all, it's over 300 pictures. Look at some of these pictures, guys. Amazing before and afters pictures for you guys to be able to add to all of your social medias and whatnot. This is going to help you get a lot of customers. And of course, your edible postcards are on here. And then finally, you got training videos on here as well, guys. Like, for example, the video on how to optimize your Google My Business, the Mr. Bubbles. You got several videos, so they're like training modules. You got all the PDFs. The bottom line, guys, is this. This is going to help you with your business. So don't miss out. Make sure that you email us so you can get your business in a box today. In order to get your business in a box, you just got to hit the link in the description of this video. And I say this all the time on the channel, guys. The more you know, the more you grow. That's how come I decided to create this business in a box, because it has everything in there you need to be able to grow your business. And I really believe that this is going to be a game changer for you. Guys, you do not want to miss out on this one. And not just the thing, you know, it's okay, you know, you don't have to freak out, because if you're cleaning the walls and then you notice that, you know, you got solution on the plant, you don't have to rinse the plant right then and there. You just have to make sure that before you leave, you know, that plant sees a lot of water. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, just like that. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. You know, and now if you have a 4 GPM machine, remember I'm using a 10 GPM machine, so you know, you might need to be doing a little bit more watering, a little bit more rinsing of the plant, because you know, you just don't have a lot of water coming out of your gun. Again, I'm using all of our machines are either 10 GPM, or which we have 3 of them, and then all of the other machines, they're all 8.5 GPMs that we use for downstreaming and concrete cleaning. Look at that, guys. So again, I usually do about 10 seconds like that, because you got to remember, I mean, these plants, I don't even think these right here even got any solution on them, to be honest with you. But I don't want to take anything for granted or assume that they didn't when they did. Just like that. Look at that. Just like that. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Moving on, just like so. And I was paying attention when I was spraying. I was really close to the wall, and the solution was in front of me. The plants were behind me. None of these plants got solution on them, but again, I'm just being super cautious, making sure none of them have any solution left on them. Now these right here on the side of the house, these are acidic bushes, but even still, they got a lot of solution on them, because this wall here was hit really well. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, just like that. Again, we'll switch over to our shooter tip. When I rinse, I go from I go from high to low. When I'm washing, when I'm downstreaming, I go from low to high, ground together. And I recommend you guys watch my downstreaming series, which is episodes 150. I'm sorry, I think it's 140. That's right, 140 to 150, guys. That's really gonna help you out, teach you a lot of things about downstreaming. It's how, you know, at least in my area, we're in the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. That's how, like, most, I would say 80% of the jobs that we do down in this area, downstreaming. Just like that. See how I switched over back to my shooter tip? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I promise you guys, if you do it this way, the chances of you having any issues are, man, slim to none, guys. Because, you know, sometimes you guys will send me pictures where you'll be like, oh my God, look, I just washed this house and look at these weird stains. And it's 100% because you left some kind of chemical that you were using. You let that chemical run down and dry on the siding itself. And it could be, sometimes a lot of you guys just use too much surfactant in your solution as well. You know, I use a 0.8. Essentially what I do is 1 cup for every 10 gallons, so it's not a lot. Some of you guys put too much solution, too much surfactant, and then the surfactant, you don't rinse it properly. It dries up and it leaves these really weird streaks on the siding. So you see that bush has got plenty of water, plenty of water. Because like I said, they only got a little bit of overspray, but now, I mean, they're getting doused with water. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the only thing left is the front. Look at that. You know, when I first started my business, guys, you know, I had to go through this process and I had to kill a lot of plants. That's the pots right there that I moved. So it's 4 of them. They were right there in the front. If you don't move potted plants out of your way or cover them, it's not, you know, the question is if you're going to kill them. It's 100% they're going to die. They're in a confined space, so the solution, the SH, is going to get in there and it's going to absolutely annihilate that plant, no matter how much rinsing you do at the end. That's why potted plants, they have to be covered or they have to be moved. And we have tarps that we use sometimes, not needed in this situation. I just moved them. Right here, where this wood is right here, this wood frame, that was all green and black when I got here. It's just all green and black. Done. We'll put a little bit more water in this one because it's bigger. But it had a really bad mud hut right here near the base right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The rest I can hit with my fan tip. We upsold. See, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this, but somebody messed up this driveway really bad. I'm thinking a homeowner did that. But anyway, we already upsold a bunch of work here. But this neighborhood here, we're here, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a week. It's one of our main neighborhoods. So we're gonna come back and we're doing a patio in the back, basement stairwell, the driveway, and the what's the thing called, the public sidewalk. So always upselling, guys. Look at that, done. So now I switch to my shooter tip. Look at that, hit these plants really well. If you ever run into one of these right here, Japanese maple, man, you better put a lot of water. I'll usually do 1 or 2 minutes on Japanese maples. You guys saw how much water I put here on this side already. So now I'm just gonna do the garage door. This garage was just full of mud and it had like a really bad bird poop stain on it as well. These bushes. And everything I know, everything I've learned in this business, you know, I learned by doing it the wrong way. You know, so hopefully you guys can watch my videos and, you know, not make the mistakes that I made. You know, I've often very transparent with you guys, and I teach you guys all of the things that I goofed up, you know. Like I remember one time, it was the 3rd roof job I ever did. I went to go do a roof job and I didn't know anything about reclamation bags. And you know, I at that time, again, it was my 3rd roof job. My first 2, I just got lucky that this didn't happen. But on my 3rd one, I killed the entire lawn. It's a $1,600 roof wash. And like 2 days later, ooh, there's a bird poop stain right here. Okay. 2 days later, guys, I got all the pictures. I mean, I did not leave not one blade of grass standing. Just like that, look at that. The house itself, there's something on here. Gone. I think it was a bug, actually. The house itself's 100% done already. Just got to do these last couple windows. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these bushes right here. But yeah, everything I've learned by doing it the wrong way first. That's a terrible way to learn things, guys, because, you know, in the process of doing that, you know, you make mistakes. Those mistakes cost you time, energy, effort, and a lot of money. You know, in the case of that lawn, I had to return the guy's money, refund his money, but that didn't fix the problem. Then I had to fix the problem, right? That's the issue, is, you know, you're going to create situations and problems for yourself that you guys are not going to have the know-how to be able to fix. So, you know, it's better to avoid those situations. Look at that. So again, 10 seconds of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, it's so funny. I did the 5 rounds here on this street where we are. We do about 18 or 19 houses, but here in the neighborhood, hundreds of houses. But I've been here for less than an hour for sure. I've had 3 people that were jogging or walking their dogs stop and get a flyer from me. So, you know, when you're out here and you're wearing a uniform, and you guys see right there, you know, your vehicles are wrapped, you have professional equipment, forget about it, guys. Forget about it. You'll get so many customers just by being out there and doing the work. Look, the plant on the back right there. That's it. Go this way real quick. Don't be afraid, guys, you know, to that, you know, sometimes you're going to get a little bit of solution on the plants. That's okay. You just have to make sure you rinse them properly at the end. Remember, the goal is when you leave a house, the house, the windows, and the plants have to be chemical free. And there you have it. Another one done. Hopefully you guys were able to learn something. Guys, I really appreciate you coming to the channel, supporting the Mr. Bubbles channel. Guys, I got great content for you right around the corner. I'm always looking to put great content out there for you guys. So keep your eyes glued. Stay tuned to the Mr. Bubbles channel, guys. And then also, I mentioned in this video, I got that plant list for you. If that's one of the things that you think would make your business better, go ahead and reach out to me. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.